Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Let's get on to previous week right now. Previous week right now is the news filtered by me, a deep dive, and news that actually matters to people, that matters to the world and shit like that. You know, yeah, that's all I can say there. Like I said earlier, I am recording this on June 18th, so I did find all these articles today. So they're as up to date as I can possibly find them on June 18th in the evening. So do not get mad at me.
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
If something does become outdated, okay? But let's get into this. From CNET, keep Amazon's Jeff Bezos from coming back to Earth, online petition begs. Amazon and Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos is heading to space next month aboard Blue Origin's first crew rocket to space. And some people wish the billionaire would just stay there. A humorous online petition with more than 13,000 signatures calls for Bezos to be denied re-entry to Earth. The petition's wording is far from serious. Jeff Bezos is actually Lex Luthor, disguised as the supposed owner of a super successful online retail store. The petition reads, however, he's actually an evil overlord hell-bent on global domination. We've known this for years. The petition goes on to mention Masonry, the Knights Templar, and the late Jeffrey Epstein, ending with, this may be our last chance before they enable the 5G microchips and perform a mass takeover. This isn't the only unusual petition involving Bezos. A petition urging the businessman to buy and eat the Mona Lisa has more than 8,500 signatures as of this writing. Nobody has eaten the Mona Lisa, and we feel Jeff Bezos needs to take a stand and make this happen. The petition reads, Kane Powell of Maryland started the petition after a discussion with friends at an Applebee's about how Bezos has enough money to buy the famous Leonardo da Vinci portrait. I mean, me and my fiance were dipping into the dollar drink menu, the 22-year-old Powell told Vice. The Mona Lisa hangs in the Louvre Museum in Paris, and needless to say, is not for sale, though if anyone could afford it, Bezos could. Bezos, his brother Mark, and an auction winner will ride along on the maiden crew flight of Blue Origin's New Shepard on July 20th. So, first things first, I want to say, I don't trust, like, the Tesla and the, you know, like, and then I guess Blue Origin, you know. I feel really skeptical about, you know, the private company space shit. They definitely, I'm not saying anyone there is, like, fully Republican, but Republican being the R word, if you didn't know. But at the same time, though, I feel like NASA has a decent track record, except for the one time that space station blew up. So, I don't know. There's like an origin on, I don't know. The thing is with takeoff, you don't know what's going to go on if you'll actually make it or not. I guess that's the risk they're willing to take. And then Jeff Bezos is actually going to go out into space. I guess he's rich enough where he could just bypass any rules he wants, but he's actually going to go in it himself. Like, that's a big... He's actually heading to space. Like, he has some balls. Jeff Bezos has the balls. He has the money to buy them. Isn't that kind of a question, too? Like, you can't say someone has the balls to do something, especially if they're rich, because they can do whatever they want. I wonder if they're going to put him in, like, some sort of cage where, like, if, like, everything just explodes, he'll be fine and shit like that. I wonder about that. But anyways, one thing I will say with private companies doing the space shit, I am not going to be on the first couple rounds of it. I will look into it if I want to go to space, which I don't really want to go into space, mainly because there is nothing out there that I'm interested in. I guess rocket ships can have air conditioning. Air conditioning is a thing I like. TV, I like. My studio, listening to music. all that stuff's here, and I don't need to go to space for any of that shit. But I do think it's funny But first of all, like the Lex Luthor thing is like 100% accurate, which is so funny because Amazon currently has 2 superhero shows. They have first they have The Boys, and second they have Invincible. And both shows have an evil character, Superman type character who's evil, because I guess when those were originally found, before it kind of became the trope kind of became done way too much into the ground, that like what would happen if an evil Superman, like this invincible godlike being, turned evil? Because that's one thing with Superman, he's always been like a good guy, and that's like very, very convenient for the world. Not for bad guys, but for the world, it's okay. So yeah, but it's funny because a guy who's like Lex Luthor has 2 shows about a bad Superman type character, and so that makes it funny. Lex Luthor is trying to let us know that Superman is bad and he's good. Superman, Lex Luthor is the good guy, and funny. And also, you know, let's also talk about his hair for a second. If you're that rich, get a hair transplant. I mean, come on. And then, like, if someone makes fun of you, you can put some money down and ruin their lives. So it's like not a big deal if you're like insecure about it. Elon Musk did it, and he has autism. So I don't know how those 2 correlate. They just came into my head. But no, that would be baller. And also, I think when you're as rich as him, start like fixing some problems like that, like are not going to cost you that much, because like he's still going to be rich if he fixes one thing or just fucking pays his taxes. One of those could be the convenient thing that he could do. Nevertheless, though, I will persist and keep moving forward, because that is who I am. Stop a guy. Oh, sorry.
This is the type of guy you get.
Okay. Next article I have here. This one is just a lot in the title. This is from Global Times. Have you heard of Global Times? No, I did not until I found this article. This one.
That's rough, buddy.
We're going to say that right from the beginning. This one's going to be a rough one to read through. I'm telling you, folks. Aquarium shark receives underwater surgery for prolapsed. I totally fucked that up.
That's rough, buddy.
Aquarium shark receives underwater surgery for prolapsed rectum.
That's rough, buddy.
A nurse shark in an aquarium in Nanning, South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region received underwater surgery for a prolapsed rectum after it defecated hard, reported Taotio News on Monday. A staff member at the aquarium said the 2.6 meter long shark had eaten too many fish in the tank and suffered obstructed bowel movements. The staff member said the shark's life would have been in danger if its rectum had not been put back in. The medical term later set up an operating table and a separate pool for the shark, anesthesia, but it's like the past tense, anesthetized it and stitched the rectum. The operation went well, and the shark has already regained consciousness and was placed under further observation. The shark's experience received thousands of comments from curious netizens on social media. Isn't it ironic that the shark being operated on is called a nurse shark? Joked one Weibo user. Folks, I was the one who read this. You just had to hear it, okay? Now, there's a lot of things. First of all, for that shark.
That's rough, buddy.
Second of all, I've seen heavy videos. Really, if you don't know what heavy videos is, like shock videos. So some of them have been sex. Some of them have not been sex, but a lot of them revolve around sex. And I'm going to tell you, I have seen a lot of prolapsed anuses. And I will tell you this firsthand. Does not look good, and I can't imagine it feels good either. If you are interested in a prolapsed anus, you can Google it. However, the image you have in your mind before going into it is 100% different from what actually happens. A prolapsed anus is a scary thing, and I feel sorry for anyone who's had to do that. And if you've made yourself do that, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, what the hell are you doing? What the hell do you think? Who the hell do you think you are to be prolapsing your anus? Dr. Drew says that you shouldn't prolapse your anus, and I believe, at least in that medical science, that is enough truth for me to follow for the rest of my life. So the shark didn't do it on purpose, but I've seen humans do it on purpose. And what sexual pleasure do you get from prolapsing your anus? Why am I talking? We are just, this show has now become just prolapsing your anus. Don't prolapse your anus, folks. That is the best advice I will ever give you in my life. Just do not prolapse your anus. If you want to be a rebel and prolapse your own anus, by all means, do it. And then when you don't like it, you can hear me say, I told you so. Because I told you so. And I will even be there to be like,
congratulations, you played yourself.
So don't at me on that shit, because you will play yourself. So, folks, that's all I'm gonna have to say. I've been on a little bit of a rant here on prolapsing your anus, but I can't imagine it feels good. And I'm gonna tell you, the first time I saw a prolapsed anus, I have to tell you, that is not what I thought it would look like, folks. I was like, I always understood the concept, but seeing it is just a whole different thing. So, yeah, do not prolapse your anus, folks. Folks, it's rough. Do not prolapse your anus. I'm telling you right now, as your friend, do not prolapse your anus. All right? All right? All right? All right?
I identify as a fucking threat.
So don't try to go against me. Oh, this next one from Exclaim. Great website for all of you out there to see. God, this one's funny. And you know, we've been following Trapt for a while on this show. They're banned from Twitter and Facebook, and then their recent and Parler kicking him out of the band and him attacking his band members, not knowing it was fake. Let's read this. Trapt wishes the LGBTQ plus community a happy pride after posting transphobic remarks on From Exclaim. Over the past few years, Trapt went from shitty butt rock one-hitters to full-blown MAGA cheerleaders, especially in the case of frontman Chris Taylor Brown, who has defended everything from pedophilia to alt-right designated hate group, the Proud Boys. Oh, the Proud Boys. Let's make mother proud. For their efforts, the band were recently booted off of virtually every social media platform, and now they're bringing the heat back to their reinstated Facebook profile in the worst way. The band appeared to have regained control of their Facebook profile back in December, but it wasn't until this month, Pride Month, that they started posting regularly again. Naturally, the group, known for their controversial political stances, marked their return with a transphobic post that refers to an apparent transgender man as it. In response to the near immediate backlash, Brown took to the band's profile to smooth over the controversy with a post wishing the band's LGBTQ followers a happy Pride, and by changing their profile picture to a pride flag with the Trapt logo. To everyone who's accusing us of being homophobic, they wrote in the post, we want to remind you that we have a lot of fans who are... Okay, first of all, we have a lot of fans. No, you don't. You don't have a lot of fans. Who are members of the LGBT community. We respect them and we support them. We posted this video a bit ago, so don't come here with your bullshit. You disrespect... Oh, I never did in the Christian. To everyone who's accusing us of being homophobic, they wrote in the post, we want to remind you that we have a lot of fans who are members of the LGBT community. We respect them and we support them. We posted this video a bit ago, so don't come here with your bullshit. You disrespect us, you're disrespecting the LGBT community. Simple as that. In an accompanying video, Brown is seen wearing a Love Wins tank top while he wishes the band's followers a happy Pride. I know some of you aren't my biggest fans, he says in the clip, but I just want you to know we got nothing but love for the LGBT community. For the last 20 years that Trapt's been a band, we have a lot of great fans in that community and just wanted to wish you the best Pride Month you've ever had. Numerous people have taken issue with the obvious pandering taking place here, accusing Brown of transphobia and backpedaling. One commenter wrote, "If you were really here for us, you wouldn't have called a trans man and it literally 1 day ago. You're clearly just trying to use pride as a marketing tactic. Stop using us." Post transphobic comment put up a pride flag. You know, I'd ask how anyone can be so tone deaf, but I mean, we've all heard their music, wrote another. So clearly, yeah, they're trying to pander to the LGBT community. But why now is the question I have. I guess they're like, man, all 7 of our fans we're losing all of our fans. We only have like 3 or 4 left fans and we're not going to make sure. There's no way we're going to not make shows and shit like that. And I have an idea. Why don't we say we do love the LGBT community because it is Pride Month. And like I said a couple weeks ago, they're figuring out a way, Trapt has figured out a way to make Pride Month about them. And, I mean, I don't like Trapt. I mean, headstrong. They're headstrong and they'll take on anyone. And I guess now they're taking on the LGBT community. But at what song that we're getting to a point here with Trapt. It's they can't have a lot of they can't have a lot of fans, do they? I don't know anyone. I personally don't know anyone. Let me go to their Facebook page. Well, asking me. So, Trapt. We're going to go see Trapt on. Yep, they still have the fucking pride flag up. Popular now. Oh. From this article. And this is the end of Pride Month, too. So, figuring out a way. Yep, that's the quote I just read. Someone's like. First thing comes up. Oh, they have a song called Echo? Oh. I'm definitely not listening to it. 1.5K likes. Man, they don't have a lot of followers for a band that's been around for 20 years and is still keeping... I mean, they're not popular, but at the same time, like... people are aware of them. And, oh my god, the fucking graphic on this thing. Okay. I'm getting off the fucking Trapt page because it is not any good for who I am as a person at all. So, first of all, fuck Trapt. Yeah, that's all we're gonna have to say. Fuck Trapt, and if they have questioned that...
Pretty bold of you little fucks to assume that I'm not God.
So, we're gonna go with that. Let's move on to our final article of the day from The Guardian. Weird name. I always thought The Guardian's a weird name for a news article, but nevertheless, he persisted, and that's what I'm doing. Tokyo Olympic athletes warned not to use 160,000 free condoms. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. The organizers of the 2020 Olympics have repeatedly vowed to put on a safe and secure games during the coronavirus pandemic, but safe sex or anything approaching intimacy for that matter will be forbidden for athletes competing in Tokyo. The International Olympic Committee this week repeated demands that residents of the Olympic Village must observe social distancing guidelines to prevent an outbreak of COVID-19, threatening rule breakers with a range of penalties, including fines, disqualifications, or even deportation. Athletes, according to the public health measures outlined in the latest Olympic playbook, must avoid unnecessary forms of physical contact. That has left Japanese organizers red-faced after questions were raised about the fate of 160,000 condoms that, in keeping with Olympic tradition, are due to be handed out in the village this summer. Hundreds of thousands of free condoms have been distributed since Seoul 1988 to encourage safe sex during the unofficial Olympic sports of bed hopping among athletes from over 200 countries who spend weeks living in close quarters. However, if the 15,000 Olympic and Paralympic athletes observe COVID-19 rules to the letter during their stay in Tokyo, this year's consignment will go unused. The mixed messaging has baffled observers, including the celebrated Japanese mountaineer Ken Noguchi, who said handing out prophylactics while imploring their owners to keep them under wraps was something I just can't comprehend. Game organizers have belatedly spun the anomaly into a safe sex message. The condoms are not intended for use in the athletes' village, they said. Instead, they are meant to be taken home and used to raise awareness of HIV and AIDS. Four Japanese manufacturers have been banking on the games to market their specialty, ultra-thin condoms made of polyurethane that are said to heighten the pleasure of safe sex. But according to agents, friends, press, games requirements mean they are only permitted to distribute thicker, latex-based versions, which some have described as offering an inferior experience. When I learned about the requirements, I thought, oh my god, can that be right? An industry source told AFP, we had really counted on being able to offer these ultra-thin ones. While the IOC has said up to 80% of prospective Olympic and Paralympic Village residents will be fully vaccinated by the time the Tokyo Games open on the 23rd of July, they will spend much of their time there, a safe distance from their fellow residents. Organizers were originally planning to provide meals in vast dining halls, but are now encouraging athletes to eat and sleep alone. So now it's going to the weird debate. I remember a long time ago, not so long ago that this show didn't exist, but we figured out that as long as you don't kiss, sex can be okay. So no kissing during sex and it'll be okay. But at the same time, though, so do they have like a period, like a 2-week period they're staying there just to be safe, or are they just showing up there and like, don't have sex? I got a haircut yesterday, cool ass fucking mullet here. And I realized that no one in there was wearing a mask, and I guess no one gives a shit anymore about the masks. So what would I say in regards to that? I don't know if it'll be a problem. I'm also not a scientist, so you shouldn't take my word for it. But if I was an Olympic athlete, but if you're vaccinated, see, isn't the thing they say with you're vaccinated that you could still get COVID, but you'll definitely survive it. It's not that bad. You won't get it as bad, and the symptoms aren't as bad, shit like that. Isn't that right? Am I right about that? I might be wrong. Don't fucking question me on that shit. Anyways, though, if everyone's fully vaccinated at the Olympics, if I was an Olympic athlete, finish my shit, I'm swinging, I'm getting puss. That's what I'm doing. I don't care who it is, as long as they make things hard down there. And it's consensual. I don't want to fucking forget that shit. If I don't say consensual, someone's gonna drag me in the dirt. But yeah, no, I would risk it at this point. Even early on in the pandy, I would say, would you get COVID for a 10 out of 10 blowjob? I'm like, definitely. Yes, I would definitely get it. So, I guess that's how we are.
This is the type of guy you get.
So that's what I would do if I was them. But they should still give out the condoms just to be safe. You never know what you're going to get. You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. So, you're an all-star. Hey, thank you for checking out that highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Now, I hope your brain cells don't hurt. We got more highlights available now everywhere. We also got more full episodes as well. If you want to watch a full episode of Cancel Schweezy, available now, right here, right now, available now. If you liked everything, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified when new highlights and episodes come up. And leave a comment, like, and stay awesome.